SBR Forum's Punters is brought to you by Bookmaker.
We are previewing NFL Week 3 here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we're talking with John Ryan from JohnRyanSports.com. All right, John, now we're going to talk about the Houston Texans at the Broncos. Now, Manning, of course, in the big Monday night game last week, to start the game, everyone was saying Manning's done, he has no zip on his passes, blah, blah, blah. Towards the end of the game, he started to get a little bit better, and, they made a big comeback. Now the Broncos are a 2-point home underdog against Houston, who's looked amazing this year. Their defense is awesome. Their passing game could be a ton better if they used it more, but they don't even use it. They don't even use all their weapons on offense. So on the one hand, I know it's tough to go into Denver and take a team that's a road favorite, but then again, it's impossible for me to go against the Texans right now. What do you think of this game?
I would lean towards the Texans on this. Of the 32 teams in the NFL, we have 20 that are 1-1. We have tremendous parity in the league. However, there are exceptions, and I think Houston is one of them. I do think that Houston is one of those teams that can rip off 6, 7, 8 wins in a row. And I am surprised that this line is so skinny, which makes me a little hesitant to get real bold on the Houston side.
Right. I mean, we all know how tough it is to go into Denver and to win. And road favorites in Denver in all sports are notoriously bad bets. And here you have a Broncos team that is still being led by Peyton Manning. I mean, yeah, maybe he had no zip on his passes in the first half, last week. It's still Peyton Manning, and they're still at home as an underdog.
Well, I think the key here is the running game of Houston. You go to Mile High, the air is thin. Teams that have the ability to run the ball, no matter what kind of atmosphere they're in, do have an advantage. And as you mentioned, Houston hasn't even used their real playmakers yet. They haven't had to. And I don't think they're going to have to in this game either. My simulator shows a very high probability, over 92% in fact, that Houston will gain more than 125 yards on the ground. And I think that's very reasonable, presumption to make. I think 125, they could do that in 3 quarters against Denver. In past games where Houston has done this, they're 13-2 against the number over the last 3 seasons, and 24-6 going all the way back to 1992. Obviously, 15 of those 30 games have occurred in the last 3 years, which I think is relevant because that reflects the current composition of the team that we see on the field. So if Houston's able to run the ball, which I don't see any reason they won't be able to, again, that just opens up all kinds of opportunities in the vertical, passing game.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm kind of leaning towards the under 46 as well, even though none of Denver's games have gone under that number so far. But I have a feeling that this one is going to be low scoring. Thanks, John. Great preview once again.
Thank you, Peter.